Yes, what's happening, people? And welcome back to GavGoesIn. Obviously, continuing on from our greats of the games, legends of the games, whatever you want to call it. You know, we're going to go over to Italy now. Obviously, players that are playing in Italy. And yeah, there's a couple of players that I want to discuss. And I think the next four are based in Italy, in Italian league. And again, it just shows you that Italian league, man, back then was stacked of talent, you know, and there's a few players that I actually want to discuss as well, which I'll get onto eventually. But we're gonna start off with a player that many people call, you know, the eternal god, Mr. Roma, you know, and that is Francesco Totti, Italian international. And again, another player, man, that when I say the number 10 position, it was more from the 4-4-2 era. You'd have a number 10 playing just off of the striker, which was very prevalent back in the era of Totti. And a guy that played his whole career in Italy for Roma, you know, the captain, the symbol. And for me, yeah, one of the greats of the game as well, man. And I think he's a player that is criminally slept on for me, you know, because he had, you know, again, another guy that didn't have any pace, but the leadership, you know, the quality on the ball, the skill, you know, the technical ability, the passing, you know. And one of my greatest memories of Francesco Totti was when he played with Antonio Cassano. If anyone remembers Antonio Cassano, I mean, that partnership with them two, you know, was scary, man. You know, Cassano was a top player as well, but Totti just knitted it all together, you know. And again, we're going to run through Totti's numbers, you know, and obviously his individual and team honours. So obviously, a total of 785 appearances, 307 goals, 205 assists. So that was his whole club career at Roma. So he had 618 appearances, 250 goals, 158 assists in the Serie A. 59 appearances, 18 goals, 15 assists in the Italian Cup. Obviously, Coppa Italia. 57 appearances, 17 goals, 12 assists in the Champions League. 40 appearances, 11 goals, 14 assists in what was called the UEFA Cup. Obviously, now it's called the Europa League. And then 5 appearances, 1 goal, 3 assists in the Super Coppa Italia. And for Italy international team, 58 appearances, 9 goals, 25 assists. So again, in terms of his numbers, you know, not really groundbreaking in terms of what a lot of midfielders, you know, you would see doing now. But again, the era was different because these guys, we wasn't really looking at them for numbers. You know, it was more a case of the quality and the ability that these guys had and the influence they had in their teams as well, you know. And as I said, Francesco Totti, one club man. And yeah, what a player, man. What a great player. And that Italian national team with the forwards they had, you know, they were stacked as well. You know, there's another player I'm going to get onto, which is someone that I'm going to discuss probably up next. And yeah, that Italian team, man, was stacked of talent, man. You know, you think of players like Christian Vieri, Pippo Inzaghi, you know, Ravanelli, Del Piero, Cassano. You know, they had some real quality there, you know, real quality. And Totti was one of the best, you know. Individual, 1 golden shoe, which is the top goal scorer in Europe. So he got that with 26 goals. And again, 26 goals, to get golden shoe of 26 goals is, you know, in this era of football now, would actually be ridiculed. Because there's players that get 26 goals on a laugh, you know what I mean? But the era there wasn't about goals. It was about the quality, you know. And this is what I miss of that era. Because I think too much football now is consumed of who's scoring the most goals, you know, who's getting the best GA, you know, and it shouldn't be about that, really, you know. But yeah, 1 golden shoe and 5 Italian footballer of the years, you know. And then team honours, 1 World Cup, and I believe the World Cup was the one where Zidane actually got sent off, if I remember. 2 Super Coppa Italia honours, 1 Serie A, and then 2 Coppa Italias for Roma. So again, you know, I think in terms of the honours, you know, you probably think, you know, Totti could have won more if he moved club, but again, one man club, you know, and it was one of them things where with Roma, you know, if he'd have won a Champions League or a league title with them, again, he won one Serie A with Roma, you know, so if he could have won a few more, you know, I think he'd definitely take that. But if it's in comparison of him moving on to another club, because there's no doubt that Totti could have gone and played for Real Madrid, you know, a Barcelona, a team like that, really. But, you know, he's Mr. Roma, as everyone knows, you know. And again, when we're talking about the likes of Zidane previously, you know, Totti was that sort of level. Do I think he was better than Zidane? I don't, but he was that sort of level, you know, that mercurial number 10, you know, that links the midfield to the attack. And again, these kind of players are a dying breed now, unfortunately, because the way the game's gone now, you know, I mean, look at the Premier League, for instance. The Premier League, in terms of quality, is at an all-time low, you know. And when you're seeing players like Totti of the past, the Zidanes, you know, players that play in that position, it's a crying shame of football, really, you know. But it is what it is, and it's just most important for me to remember players of the past. And definitely Francesco Totti is one of them. So, yeah, man, it is what it is. Guys, let me know what you think. Let me know if you think Totti, you know, deserves his place in the greats of the game. Let me know if you think Francesco Totti should have moved on, or was it right for him to become a one-club man? And let me know where you think Francesco Totti ranks in terms of the best number 10s to play the game. Because for me, you know, it's a long list, but he's definitely one of them that deserves to be up there. And again, the number 10 position, you know, back in the 4-4-2 era, it was more of the number 10 playing off the striker. You know, so whether it's a number 10 playing behind the striker, a number 10 playing behind two strikers, or a number 10 playing just off the striker, you know, it's all the same thing. But usually it's the most technical player, it's the go-to guy, it's the best player in the team. And that's what Totti was for Roma and invariably for the Italian national team. So yeah, let me know what you think. Smash the like button, share the channel, sub to the channel, and keep an eye out for the next one. Big up yourselves, and I'll catch you guys in a bit. Take it easy.